Hello students, in this video we are going to discuss about the last operation in single linked list, that is delete at given location. Prior to this we have seen three creates, that is create at start, create at end and create at given location, and we have seen two delete operation, that is delete at start and delete at end. So delete at location will be carried out in such a way that a location will be given as input to the user, and based on that location the particular node will be deleted. Now again we may have situation like the linked list initially is empty and user is trying to perform delete at given location, and if linked list is empty then we all know that uh, there is no scope of deleting, right? So the message will be given to user that delete operation cannot be performed. Okay, second situation is that the linked list is not empty, so in that case the location will be given as an input. Now if this location is valid then delete will be performed, and if this location is not valid then it will report back to user telling that the location is invalid. So initially let us take an example which is of a valid location. So let us take one linked list. So suppose I am having a linked list which is comprising of 4 nodes. Okay, so this is my first node whose next is pointing to the second node. The next of second node is pointing to the third node, and next of third node is pointing to the fourth node. So I am having total 4 nodes in my linked list, say for example, and data of these linked list is 10, 20, 30 and 40. Now the valid locations in this particular linked list would be 1, 2, 3 and 4, because I am having only 4 nodes in my linked list. So valid locations will be 1, 2, 3 and 4 in this case. Okay. Now suppose I give location as 3. Okay. So P is the node which we are trying to delete now, right? So we have to reach on that particular node, right? So which will be my P in this case? This will be P. So I have to reach to third node. If you remember, in create at given location, we used to find Q, correct? And what was Q? Q was the second node. If my location is 3, Q used to be second node, right? But now here I am interested in finding P, and P is the node which I wish to delete. So in this case, the only change that we'll be doing is we are going to perform one additional jump with help of counter variable, right? So for counter variable, we have seen logic that initially I is equal to 1 and P is equal to start. Initially I is equal to 1 and P is equal to start. We used to perform jump by writing I less than location minus 1 in case of create. But here we will be writing I less than location. And we'll perform jump by writing P is equal to P is next. Okay. And I plus plus. Every time I jump, I'll increment my counter variable by 1. So I will do I is equal to I plus 1 or I plus plus. So initially P will be start, right? So initially P will be here. Value of I is 1. What is location? 3. Whether 1 is less than 3? Yes. So it would do P is equal to P is next and I plus plus, so I will become 2. Then again, whether I is less than location, whether 2 is less than 3? Yes. So P is equal to P is next, P will come here, correct? Then I plus plus, so value of I will become 3. Whether 3 is less than 3? No, 3 is not less than 3. We will come out of this while loop. We'll come out of this while loop. Are you getting this? Okay. So we have found our P. We have found our P. Now, if I want to delete this particular node, what all things I need to do? Simply I cannot write only free P. So I need to connect the next of this node to the next node, right? So this node is my P's next. Okay, what is this node? This node is my P's next. This node is my P's next. And this node's next should be connected to P's next. What is this node? I need to find this node. I'll call this node as Q. How I'll find this node? Simply by writing Q is equal to P over here. We have done this with create at end logic, right? So in the last video we have seen how we can find the previous node to it. So we can write Q is equal to P. So we can get previous node also. So what statement we'll write after that? We'll write that Q's next will be equal to P's next. Q's next will be equal to P's next. And then we can write free P to release our P. Then we can write free P. Q's next will go to P's next. And we can write free P. Now imagine that my location is 4. Imagine my location is 4. What will happen to our example? This will be P in that case, right? This node will be P in that case. This node will be Q in that case. What will happen to this statement? Q's next is P's next. What is P's next? Null. So Q's next will become null and free P. So automatically when I delete my last node, automatically this is also becoming, this next of this node will become null in that case. So this logic works well even if I am deleting the last node, and due to deleting of that last node, my second last node's next should become to null, and that is automatically happening with help of this particular code. Are you getting this? Now what if my location passed is invalid? So in that case P will keep on jumping and sometimes it will become null. In that case P will keep on jumping and in that case it will become null, right? So we are writing one more condition here that P is not equal to null. P is not equal to null. So if P becomes null, then location is invalid, and if P still is not equal to null, then location is valid. So once we come out of this while loop, we'll check whether we have come out of this while loop due to location or due to invalid location. So if it is a valid location, P will be not equal to null. So these two statements will execute. Otherwise, it will print a message to our user that location is invalid. Otherwise, we'll write a message that location is invalid. Now, if my location is say 4, we understood Q is 2, correct? If my location is 3, Q is second node. If my location is 2, Q is first node. But if my location is 1, then I have a problem, right? If my location is 1, then I have a problem. What is the problem? What will be my Q in that case? So this logic is not working well in that case, right? If I give my location as 1, then this logic is not working properly. So we need a separate case for that when my location is equal to 1. We need a separate case when my location is equal to 1. So in that case, this will be my P, correct? This will be my P. So how I am going to delete this? In that case, P will be equal to start. In that case, P will be equal to start. Then I'll make start as starts next or P's next. I'll make my start as starts next or P's next. This will be as good as delete at start, right? So start is equal to starts next or P's next. And then I can write free P. Then I can write free P. So for deleting this node, P is equal to start. Start is equal to starts next and free P. And free P. So this logic works well now for linked lists containing some elements, right? Even if my linked list is containing one element and if I pass location as say 2, what will happen? So if my linked list is having only one element and I pass location as 2, then it will come in this else part and it will come outside due to invalid location. So this entire logic works well when my linked list is containing some elements, and in that we have two cases, that location is 1 and location is say 2, 3 and so on onwards. And if my linked list is empty, then delete cannot be performed. So let us write code for this one now. So we are having now our last case, that is case 6, which is delete at location. Delete at location. delete at location. So here we have again three cases, that if start is equal to null, then we are going to write a printf message to our user telling that delete cannot be performed because linked list is empty, correct? Otherwise we have two cases, that if our location is 1 we have to do something, and if our location is other than 1 we have to do something, right? Now before that we should take input from our user, that what is the location, right? So we will printf a message that enter location, and this location will take in a variable that is int loc. So we need to declare that, we have to declare I and we have to declare location. So this we will scanf %d in the form of loc, okay, and if this location is 1 then it will behave like delete at start. So p is equal to start is equal to starts next, and then we will printf what we are removing. So %d is removed, that %d is p's data, and finally we write free p. Else we go for the logic of counter. So initially I is equal to 1, which we have initialized already, I is equal to 1, then p is equal to start while I is less than location, and p is not equal to null. We are going to jump by writing q is equal to p is equal to p is next, and increment our counter variable every time. Once we come out of this while loop, we might be in two situations, that p is not equal to null, which indicates that location is valid, okay. So in that case we have to do something, and else that is location is invalid. We are going to printf that location is invalid. So here if the location is valid, the statements that we need to execute is q's next is p's next, then we are going to printf that %d is removed and that %d is p's data, and finally we will release the memory for p. So this is how our delete at given location will. So let us first create some nodes. So I am creating them using create at end. I have created 4 nodes. Okay. Then I am doing delete at end. My nodes are 10, 20, 30, 40. If I do delete at end, first 40 is removed, then 30 is removed. Oh sorry, delete at given location we need to do. Okay, so I am adding few more nodes. This is my current linked list 10, 20, 40, 50. So I am deleting at given location, that is 6, and I am deleting third location. So you can see 40 is getting removed, which is my third node. So this is how singly linked list is carried out. Now it looks that it is around 250 lines of code, which comprises of various variants, various operations of singly linked list that we have discussed in terms of create at start, create at end, create at given location, delete at start, delete at end, and delete at given location. Now these operations can be useful for solving many application problems of singly linked list. There are other variants of linked list also, which I would just like to brief in this particular video. That is, one such variant is doubly linked list. Now what is difference in the doubly linked list? In a doubly linked list, the node of that doubly linked list is now comprising of three things. Okay. In singly linked list, we used to have only two things, that is data and pointer to the next node. But in case of doubly linked list, we have three things. One is data, okay. Another is pointer or link to the next node, which was also there in case of our singly linked list, a link which is pointing to the next node. And we have one additional component, that is another link which is pointing to previous node. So I can go backside also in my doubly linked list. I can move in the backward direction also using the previous link. This is the additional thing that we have in doubly linked list. How doubly linked list will look like? I'll take one example. So this is 10, first node. Its next will be pointing to the second node. Okay, this is my second node. Second node's data is 20. Second node's previous will be pointing to first node. Second node's previous will be pointing to first node. Second node's next will be pointing to third node. Okay, suppose the data of my third node is 30. Third node's previous will be pointing to second node. Likewise, suppose this is my fourth node and last node of my doubly linked list. So third node's next is pointing to fourth node. Fourth node's next previous is pointing to third node. If this fourth node is my last node, its next will be pointing to null. Its next will be pointing to null. There is one external reference pointer called as start, which helps me to find the first node or starting node of my linked list. Again, I repeat, this is just a pointer. This is not a node. Which is the first node or starting node? This itself is my first node, 10. Now previous of my first node is pointing to null. This is new thing. Previous of the first node is pointing to null. As we have next of last node pointing to null, similarly previous of first node is pointing to null in case of a doubly linked list. Now we can also have operations on doubly linked list like create at start, create at end, create at given location, delete at start, delete at end, delete at given location. Every time we do these operations, we have to make sure that we are considering our previous pointer also. Like we were coding the singly linked list, while coding singly linked list, we used to think of the next link of our node. Similarly, while coding our doubly linked list, we should every time think the previous link also of every our node while making any kind of changes. Another variant that we have in linked list is circular linked list. Okay. When I say circular linked list, by default this circular linked list is a singly linked list. So it is a circular singly linked list. We can have another variant called as circular doubly linked list. So what is circular linked list? Now, if I tell you circular linked list is a by default circular singly linked list, then its node will be same as that of singly linked list. So I'll have nodes like data and link. So this is my first node, this is my second node, this is my third node. Okay, suppose I am having 3 nodes in my circular linked list. I have external reference pointer, that is start, whose next is pointing who is pointing to the first node of my linked list. Now in a normal singly linked list, the next of 30 was pointing to null in a normal singly linked list, right? But this is a circular linked list. So in case of circular linked list, the difference is this next is pointing to the first node or starting node. This is my starting node. Okay, so it is creating a cycle for us. And if I am having a circular doubly linked list, again I will have previous over here. Again I will have a previous over here. And this previous will be pointing to the last node. So again circular linked list can take all those operations, that is create at start, create at end, create at given location, delete at start, delete at end, delete at given location, and traverse. Okay. Students can opt for trying this operation of doubly linked list and circular linked list. There is one more variant of linked list, that is linked list with 2 external reference pointers. So up till now we have seen singly linked list in which we had one external reference pointer start, right, which was helping me to point to first node or starting node of my linked list. But I can have a situation like this also. Suppose I am having a singly linked list, and suppose this singly linked list is having 3 nodes for me. It is having 3 nodes for me. Okay. So I have one external reference pointer called as start, which is pointing to the first node or starting node of my linked list. First node or starting node of my linked list. It is comprising of data 10, 20 and 30. 10, 20 and 30. Now next of this particular node is pointing to null, because this is my last node, or this is my last node of my linked list. So its next is pointing to null. Its next is pointing to null. Now I am having one more external reference pointer called as say last or end, which is pointing to the last node or ending node of my linked list. As we maintain start as starting node of our linked list, similarly we have to maintain the last node as ending node of our linked list, right? So this is my singly linked list with 2 external reference pointers. How many external reference pointers I do have in this particular logic? I have 2 external reference pointers. I have 2 external reference pointers. First external reference pointer is start, and another external reference pointer is last. So every time you would write any operation, that is create at start, create at end, create at given location, or delete at start, delete at end, and delete at given location. If your start was changing, we used to change the value of start, right? When we had one external reference pointer. Similarly, now if we are implementing it with 2 external reference pointer, in any of the operations, if our last is getting changed, we should change the value of last also. So we have to maintain that reference pointer last also. Initially, when our linked list is empty, start and last both will be pointing to null. So this will be our initialization. Initially, our start and last, both these pointers will be pointing to null. So the way we declare pointer of start as null, similarly we will be declaring pointer of last also as null. And then we can go for all the 6 operations, that is create at start, at end, at location, and delete at start, delete at end, and delete at given location. Okay, so we have seen now all the operations involved in linked list in terms of 3 creates and 3 deletes. We have seen traverse operation, and we have seen other variants of linked list also in terms of doubly linked list, circular linked list, and linked list with 2 external reference pointer. Now we all know that we can implement our 2 linear data structures, stack and queue, also with linked list. Okay. So let us see how we can implement this using linked list. So if you remember how I used to implement stack, okay, I will give you some operations and example here. If I do a push, what will happen? It will be like this, correct? When my stack is empty, if I do a push, it will be like this, right? Again, if I push, it will come here. Again, if I push, it will come here. Again, if I push, it will come here. So what is this? This is as good as create at start. What is logic of this push? Logic of this push is as good as logic of create at start. What is pop? Which will be removed first? 40, because this is LIFO, right? This is LIFO. What will be next removed? 30. What will be next removed? 20, right? So what is pop? It is delete at start. What is pop? Pop is delete at start. Correct? For Q, what is NQ? 10, 20, 30, 40. Correct? So what is NQ? It is as good as create at end. It is create at end. And what is DQ? This, then this, right? So what is DQ? DQ is as good as delete at start. And then I can have a traverse. So now you can also think of implementing stack and queue using linked list by representing this different operation. You may go for singly linked list, doubly linked list. You may also go for linked list with two external reference pointer. Like in case of queue, we all know there are two ends, front and rear. So you can imagine your front as start and you can imagine your rear as last, and you can maintain those two ends and implement NQ and DQ using create at end and delete at start. Whereas you can implement only stack using one external reference pointer called as front. So I hope you have got enough of briefing about linked list. We'll come back with new topics in the new videos.